What's going on, fellow A-plussers? It's your boy Adam Perez back with a brand new video for you guys today, as we're going to be breaking down the 2024 Oscar nominations. We wind up having the nominees announced earlier this morning, and they wind up unveiling them for us so we can get an idea as to who the next Best Picture could possibly be: Best Actor, Supporting Actor, Best Actress, yada, yada, yada. We have a whole line here that we're going to be talking about today, so I'm not going to break down every category for you guys, but I will at least let you know about the important nominees. If anything, I'll probably give you my perspective of maybe some people or movies that might have gotten snubbed a little bit, my preferences. And honestly, for me, 2023 was a very interesting year. I definitely did not go to the movies as much as I certainly wanted to. So when I look at this list, there are a lot of movies I'm certainly not familiar with. And so what I would like to do is, now that we know who the nominees are for some of the Best Picture, I personally would like to go ahead and find some of these movies, check them out for myself, and bring you guys some reviews for each of these Best Pictures so that when we do get into the Oscars, we have an idea as to who our personal front runner should certainly be to win a lot of these categories. So I think I might be doing that over the next couple of weeks, and bring some Oscar buzz, if you will, to A Plus Hero Report a little bit. So let's go ahead and break this down. And if anything, if you want to check out the whole list of nominees for yourself, I will put a link in the description box below. But we'll go over a few. I'll give my thoughts, and then we'll go on from there. So let's go ahead and dive right into this, guys. This is from CBSNews.com. Full list of Oscar nominations for the 2024 Academy Awards. First up, really the biggest award, Best Picture. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 films listed under Best Picture. We've got American Fiction. We've also got Anatomy of the Fall. We've got Barbie. I think Barbie might actually be, well, there's actually two movies on this list I've seen. The Holdovers, which I've certainly heard a lot about. Killers of the Flower Moon. I think out of all the movies that I have not seen, that's the one I really want to see the most. I'm a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan. We've got Maestro. We've got Oppenheimer. I was almost done with Oppenheimer. I think I was like 2.5 hours into it, and then all of a sudden our theater, somebody pulled the alarm and we had to evacuate, and I just never got the opportunity to check it out again. Past Lives, Poor Things, I believe that's the one with Emma Stone, along with The Zone of Interest. So we've got those nominees for Best Picture. Moving on to the next category, we got Best Actor: Bradley Cooper from Maestro, Coleman Domingo from Rustin, Paul Giamatti from The Holdovers, who I think Paul might be fresh off of getting a Golden Globe, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, guys. Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer. I thought he was fantastic in Oppenheimer, personally. And Jeffrey Wright, American Fiction. I'm a huge fan of Jeffrey Wright. I love his voice. My goodness, anytime this man speaks, I pay attention. I most notably known him recently, at least, from clearly the Batman as Gordon, and then, of course, in the What If as the Watcher. Next up, we've got Best Actress, Annette Bening in the film Nyad, if I'm pronouncing that right. Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller from Anatomy of the Fall. Carey Mulligan from Maestro, as well as Emma Stone from Poor Things. So those are the 5 actresses that are being nominated as Best Actress. And it's always interesting to me the fact that we've got 10 films that are nominated for Best Picture, but we only bring it down to 5 when it comes to the actor category. That just goes to show you just how stiff and tough the competition is out there each and every year. Best Supporting Actor: Sterling K. Brown from American Fiction, Robert De Niro from Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, he was great in that one also, Ryan Gosling from Barbie, and of course Mark Ruffalo from Poor Things. Next up, we got the Best Supporting Actress category. Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer. Daniel Brooks from The Color Purple. That's one I wanted to see, but I didn't get the opportunity to check it out for myself. America Ferrera in Barbie. I thought she was phenomenal in that movie, honestly. One of the best monologues I've seen in a movie in a long time. Jodie Foster in Nyad. And then, of course, Davine Joy Randolph from The Holdovers. From there, we will move to Best Director, which is always another big one that I personally love checking out. Jonathan Glazer for the film The Zone of Interest. We've got Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, which that movie went on to make a bunch of money at the box office. It would not surprise me if he walks away with this. Martin Scorsese in The Killers of the Flower Moon, and Justine Trite from Anatomy of the Fall. I think we might have maybe like what two more categories here. I'll go ahead and bring up to you guys. International feature film. Io Capitano, which is coming out of Italy. We've got Perfect Days from Japan. One of the movies that we went ahead and actually reviewed on our channel here recently, and I even graded it. Personally, I gave it an A plus. I believe when Indy wind up grading it, I think it ultimately brought our score down to an A minus, but still a phenomenal film in Society of the Snow coming out of Spain. We also have The Teacher's Lounge coming out of Germany, and The Zone of Interest, which is actually a United Kingdom film. I didn't know that was an international film. So that's an international film that's actually being on in Best Picture too, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's one of the it actually made they actually made it for Best International Film and Best Picture also. And then last but not least, animated feature film. We've got The Boy of the Heron. We've got Elemental, which I've heard good things about it out of Pixar. Nimona. We also have Robert, Robot Dreams. And then last but not least, the one that I think has got to be the fan favorite here, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And I'm pretty sure there's probably people that have seen that movie that probably think, hey, that movie should probably be in Best Picture also, considering all the buzz that was certainly surrounding it after it dropped. So I got to think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the forefront to win that category. But there's plenty of other categories, guys, if you want to go ahead and check that out for yourself. But honestly, if there are a couple things that I feel some people might have gotten snubbed, or some films that I think probably should have gotten more recognition. Oh, last category too, visual effects. You got The Creator, Godzilla Minus One, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, along with Napoleon. I wanted to bring up visual effects before I give you my top, I don't want to say top 3 snubs, but the 3 that really jump out at me. I'm thrilled that Godzilla Minus One actually got nominated for a film. Whether or not for an award, whether or not it's gonna win, I don't know. I do think The Creator looked pretty good visual effects wise. Outside of that, I would probably give it to Guardians and Godzilla as like my top 3, honestly. But the fact that they're even nominated Godzilla Minus One, I was a huge fan of. But my disappointment comes from the idea that this movie was so good, made for $10 million, eventually wind up expanding in theaters to make over $100 million at the world box office. There are elements to Godzilla Minus One that I honestly would probably even put it in the running for international film coming out of Japan, honestly. I think Japan wind up getting Perfect Days into the international feature film, but I definitely would have tried for Godzilla Minus One. And I don't know if I would necessarily have put Godzilla Minus One in the Best Picture category, but some recognition would have been great in other categories like cinematography. I thought was beautiful, along with even Best Director. I thought the director did one hell of a job. So we'll see. A little bit bummed again that Godzilla Minus One didn't get more recognition, but I am thrilled that it is certainly at least up there. The other snub that I'm kind of surprised in comes in the animated feature film, and that one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I don't know if I heard too much about The Boy and the Heron. One person that I work with did get the opportunity to see the film, wasn't that impressed. Again, I didn't see it for myself, so I can't say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was better than that. But I think for me, I was pleasantly surprised with Mutant Mayhem. I love the voice work. I thought the story was really solid and enjoyable and pretty fun. Don't know if it could beat something like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but I walked away from Mutant Mayhem thinking, man, that's got to be at least nominated or for something this year. But unfortunately, it did not make the cut. So that would be my second complaint. And then thirdly, Best Director. uh, Greta Gerwig, who did Barbie. I mean, you've got America Ferrera from Barbie that's being nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I think there's two original songs from Barbie. The "I'm Knuff" or "I'm Ken" or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, by Ryan Gosling. That's being nominated. It was at least recognized for Best Picture. So it's always odd to me that the Best Picture flicks don't necessarily have Best Director being nominated. But again, that's one of the things that I'm like, look, we've got 10 films being nominated for Best Picture, yet you literally have to dwindle it down for just the top five. Again, I have not seen these other films, so I'm kind of biased at this moment, but I really do think Greta Gerwig did something incredible. And I think also, on top of the fact that I think it surpassed probably box office expectations. I mean, this movie made a ton of money, got a ton of recognition, sort of thing. And I think she certainly should have been recognized for her directing skills in that one. But again, I haven't seen the other ones, so maybe these five, maybe Greta would have been number six. You know what I'm saying? It is very tough, and I know it can be frustrating for many when some of their favorite films or actors or directors or writers don't necessarily get that nod. It's always a stiff competition each and every year. But overall, I'm excited for the Oscars this year for sure. Hopefully, we don't have nobody getting slapped on stage this time around, and that we can really focus on just the winners and unfortunately the gracious losers. So we'll see, guys. Again, I will go ahead and drop more Oscar nominated Best Picture reviews for you guys throughout the next couple of weeks. And if anything, we'll see if we can do something like a live Oscar stream. It is something I've been thinking about over the past year or two, just maybe dressing up nice, doing reactions to some of the winners and losers, just a live stream, if you will. I'll see if I can get Indy and Stuart on board and kind of really work around our schedules to keep that night open for us. So if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing us do, let me know in the comment section box below. But let me know, do you have any snubs? Do you like the list and the nominations that you're seeing here so far? Do you have any front runners to win any of these particular awards? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section box below. But that'll do it for me here. But in the meantime, do me a big favor, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.